So here is the structure of Rubisco. It doesn't look like a Pac-Man, it doesn't look like a Rubik's Cube. It actually is quite complex. It's quite a large enzyme complex. The reason for that is because it's actually made of 16 different proteins. So we have subunits which 8 are grey here, so you can see the difference, and then we've got green subunits at the top and the bottom. So together these 16 proteins actually constitute 4,800 amino acids to make up this enzyme called Rubisco. Now, as indicated, this is the most abundant enzyme in the world, and for us it's also the most important. So the question is, how big is Rubisco then? Well, in actual fact, if you lined up 70,000 Rubisco molecules side to side here, then they would actually spread 1 millimetre. So proteins and enzymes are actually very, very small, even those which are quite large like Rubisco. Now, we also talked about the catalytic sites. Now, the thing about Rubisco is it doesn't have just one catalytic site, it actually has 8 for every molecule. So what happens at each of these 8 catalytic sites is Rubisco initiates the conversion of carbon dioxide into sugars. And as we know, sugars comprise carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So the carbon and the oxygen in these sugars comes from the CO2 fixed by Rubisco, and the hydrogen actually comes from water. Okay, so let's wrap it up. What are enzymes? So enzymes are essentially proteins which form a biological function, a reaction that would otherwise probably not occur. So the specificity of the enzymes is determined by the amino acids. So a protein is essentially a scaffold of joined amino acids in a certain conformation which allows them to undergo a biological process. So essentially enzymes, as we've seen, are protein molecules with a biological function. They obviously show various specificity, and that specificity, as we've discussed, is determined by the order of those amino acids in the primary sequence. So nature has obviously adapted and evolved enzymes to do different functions, and that's purely just based on what is the order of those amino acids. So I hope you learnt something today, and look forward to seeing you at ANU.